All right, so have you heard this one? Getting life insurance when you've got diabetes. It's like trying to like climb Mount Everest, but in flip-flops.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that one.
Like impossible, right?
Right.
Well, we're gonna like try and unpack some of that today, and debunk some of the myths around life insurance and diabetes.
Yeah, sounds good.
And we're going to be taking a deep dive today into some information from diversified insurance brokers. They kind of specialize in this area, so it'll be interesting to see what they have to say about it.
Right.
Is it really that hard to get life insurance if you have diabetes?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because it's a myth that really persists.
Yeah.
And it's true that diabetes adds another layer when you're, looking at getting life insurance.
Yeah.
Because insurance companies are all about assessing risk,
Yeah.
but it's absolutely not a deal breaker.
Okay, so you're saying it's not an automatic rejected, like they don't just stamp your application.
No, no, not at
Yeah.
all. A lot of companies offer policies that are specifically designed for people with both type 1 and type 2 diabetes.
Oh, okay.
So it's more about, kind of understanding how your individual health profile
Right.
impacts your options and the premiums that you might pay.
Okay, that makes sense. And speaking of health profiles, the source we're looking at mentions this whole underwriting puzzle thing.
Yeah.
What are insurers actually looking at when you're applying?
They're trying to get like a really complete picture of your health
Yeah.
to try and assess long-term risks.
Okay.
So things like your age, when you were diagnosed with diabetes,
Uh-huh.
how well you're managing your A1C levels.
Now, remind me, what is A1C again?
A1C is just the average blood sugar levels over time.
Okay, right, right.
Your overall health, any complications you might have,
Okay.
even the medications that you're taking.
Wow, okay.
All these things play a role in, how they assess you.
So it's not just about having diabetes, but like you were saying, it's really about how well you're managing it.
Exactly.
And the source really like hammers home this idea of well-controlled diabetes.
Yeah.
Like, what does that actually mean for someone listening?
Well, controlled diabetes means you are really the captain of your health ship.
I like that.
So you're thinking about things like consistent A1C levels within the target range that your doctor sets for you, making sure that, you have minimal complications like heart disease or nerve damage.
Okay.
All of these things show the insurance companies that you're really on top of managing your health.
So that's really important.
Yeah. And it's empowering, too, to know that you have that control.
Yeah, that's a great point. It really puts the power back in your hands.
Exactly.
Now, let's say you are managing your diabetes well.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of insurance options are actually out there?
Well, there are a few different paths you can take.
Okay.
So fully underwritten policies, they usually offer the lowest premiums,
Okay.
but they do require a medical exam.
Right.
And I know some folks get kind of nervous about that.
I could see why.
But it can actually be a really good opportunity to get a comprehensive health check.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. It's a good chance to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
Are there any options for people who would rather not do the medical exam?
Of course there are.
Okay.
So things like simplified issue and guaranteed issue policies don't require a medical exam.
Okay.
Which can be a big plus for some people.
Yeah, I bet.
The trade-off is that, the premiums might be a little bit higher, or the death benefit, the payout that goes to your beneficiaries might be a little more limited. There's also term life insurance,
Right.
which covers you for a set period of time, so like 20 or 30 years. And that can be a good option for people who are looking to cover like a mortgage or, other financial obligations.
Where they're managing their diabetes.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. There are so many options.
Yeah, there really are.
This source also talks a lot about using an insurance broker.
Yes.
Why do they think that's so important?
Well, it's kind of like having someone to guide you through the insurance world. They can be your personal guide through all of the policies and all the companies.
Okay.
Brokers work with lots of different insurance companies, so
Right.
they can shop around and they can find the policy that best fits your needs and your health situation.
So they do the work for you.
They really do, and they can explain all the, little details about the different policies so you
Right.
can be confident that you're making the right decision.
Okay, that makes sense. So, I mean, after taking a deep dive into all this information,
Yeah.
what would you say is like the biggest takeaway for our listeners, especially those who, might be feeling kind of overwhelmed by this whole life insurance thing with diabetes?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that there's hope.
Yeah.
Life insurance is achievable even if you have diabetes.
Right.
And it might not be as expensive as you think.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah,
So, understand your own individual needs,
Mm-hmm.
prioritize your health,
Right.
and reach out to a broker.
Yeah.
Get that expert guidance to help you navigate all the different options.
That's such great advice. That you said it perfectly.
Oh,
And for everyone listening, this is just the starting point.
Yeah.
Keep learning, explore your options.
Right.
And take charge of your financial future.
Exactly.
And you know what? You might even discover some resources or tools that you can use in the source material that we looked at today.
Oh, that's a good point.
So go check that out.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
TAS.